Wendy! You seriously need to just let me into your amazing mansion already.
Bree, are we really going to have this conversation again? How many times have we gone over this already? You do realize that the only person you can blame for Mom and Dad disinheriting you is you, right? Why do we have to go through this every single time we talk?
And just what does that have to do with anything at all that I'm talking about, huh?
I mean that I'm living with Mom and Dad, and they've decided that they don't want to share anything with you anymore. Even though you're my sister and their daughter, you would still be an unwelcome guest here. Don't you get that?
But it's been 8 whole years since I've left home. And it's only after I leave that you all move out and into that amazingly huge house. It isn't fair.
Well, I don't know what to tell you except that a lot can change over 8 years.
Well, if so much has changed, then why am I still ostracized from everything the family does, huh?
The only person you should be asking for that answer is you. You steal your friend's husband and cheated with him in Mom and Dad's old house. Mom and Dad still haven't forgiven you for it, and quite frankly, neither have I. None of us even consider you a part of the family anymore.
But that's horrible! How can you do that when we are family?
Bree, let me try and break something down for you. The only reason that I haven't blocked you on everything yet is so that I can try and field your calls and save our parents the efforts of doing so. But the truth is that I want nothing more than to block your number right now. I don't think of you as my sister. Mom and Dad don't think of you as their daughter, and you need to get used to that.
No! How can you just expect me to accept something like that? I will find a way to live in that huge house, if it's the last thing I do. Do you understand me? Wendy, are you there? I know that you're home, thinking you're so much better than everyone else on Earth, just because you get to live in that huge mansion. But that's not going to last for much longer. How does it feel, knowing that soon you're not going to be able to live there anymore?
Bree, again? Seriously? Just what on earth could you possibly be talking about this time? Are you still trying to find a way to live here with us?
Of course I'm still trying. More than that, I'm succeeding. I did a lot of looking into just what you're up to these days, Wendy.
You looked into me? Okay then. Just what did you find out that's got you acting so high and mighty?
Well, I know that you're engaged to be married, right? And that your fiancé is some 38-year-old guy named Barry, right?
That's all correct.
So you're telling me that even a 40-something-year-old hag like you can back a younger man? We both know that to the average eye, the age difference might not seem like much, but getting any kind of younger man is a win for women.
Bree, literally, what are you even talking about?
I mean that, conversely, a man would naturally want a younger woman for himself. That's why I've gone out and stolen Barry from you.
Wait, stolen? As in... Bree, please tell me you're not saying what I think you're saying.
Well, I had to do something to find a way to live in that big house of yours. And I know that the only reason you moved in there was because you married Barry. And he suggested moving in with Mom and Dad in that big house.
Just what is your obsession with trying to live in a house built for at least a whole family to live in?
Well, when I stole my friend's husband all those years ago, I was planning on moving into this huge house. But then, it turns out that the house was actually owned by my friend and her family. And so, that was never going to happen as long as with that old guy.
So then you're telling me that the whole reason you ruined your friendship and stole that man from your best friend was for a house? And now you've gone and done the same thing to your own sister?
Ding, ding, ding! You guessed it!
Okay, well, I don't know how else to say this, but you're not going to be living in this house just by stealing Barry from me.
Please. I did my homework this time. You're not going to be able to try and confuse me now. I know that the house you're all living in now is signed for by Barry. And since I've gone and stolen him from you, that means that soon he's going to tell you that he can't marry you anymore. And then you'll all have to leave. And I bet you've had quite some time to accumulate things to fill up all that empty space in a house like that. It's not going to be easy moving out of there. I'll give you all until the end of the month. Go ahead and tell Mom and Dad about this too. Let them know that if they want to keep living in that big house, that they're going to have to put me back in their will. And apologize for the way they treated me the past 8 years. But as for you, Wendy, you're going right out to the streets where you'll have to find for yourself.
Bree, I really just don't get it. What happened to turn you into such a covetous, selfish, mean person?
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
Well, first of all, you know that both you and Barry are liable to be sued by me for your affair, right?
Of course I know that. But I also know that Barry's family is filthy, stinking rich. And that however you want from us is going to be nothing to him. I'm never going back to the way I was 8 years ago when I left the house drowning in debt. And just the clothes on my back.
If you don't want to end up like that again, then I don't see why you insist on engaging in these wild schemes of yours.
Ugh, I already told you that it's always been a dream of mine to live in a huge house like the one that you're in now. I'm not pulling any schemes. I'm just taking the most important steps to achieving my dreams. I worked hard over the past 8 years to pay off all my debt. Just to find out that you were living in the lap of luxury this whole time. Well, that isn't fair. We're sisters. Why do you get everything handed to you on a silver platter while I've had to work for all that I have now?
Are you really trying to accuse me of getting favorable treatment over you?
All I'm saying is that I did my research into you. And I know the only reason you and our parents are able to stay in a house like that is all thanks to Barry. So, now that I've stolen him from you, that means that I'll be the one getting to live there and not you.
I don't get it. You've come so far and been through so much, and yet it seems like you've still learned nothing. I mean, if you know that you can work that hard on your own merit, why not just find a regular job and buy your own place?
Because why would I when I've already found a man who'll give me what I want and who's head over heels in love with me? We're both a woman. We know that there's many different ways to get what we want. What's it matter how I get things as long as I get them?
And that's really the best excuse you can give for all that you're doing right now?
Excuses or not, the fact of the matter is that I've stolen your man, and there's nothing you can do about it. Did you really think you were finally going to be getting married at 42 years old? You're way past your prime, and you're going to do old and lonely. Now remember, you only have until the end of the month before you need to be out of there. And tell Mom and Dad that the same goes for them unless they don't agree to add me to their will.
I really just don't know what I'm going to do with you, Bree.
Hey, Wendy! You're already way over the time limit that I gave you to move out of there. I want to move out and start my new happy life with new rich husband. Why aren't you gone yet? I'll give you 3 more days. And then I want you out of there. Do you understand me? Oh, Wendy! Just get out of the house already! Don't you realize that you lost? Barry doesn't want you anymore. You don't have the right to be there. Get out of the house right now! Hey! Seriously! What is your deal? Why aren't you leaving yet? Are you seriously just going to squat there forever? I've already packed up all my things, and the only person standing in my way right now is you. So get out already! And I am beyond furious with you right now. You are seriously going to make me take drastic measures now. I have no choice but to force you out of the house. Wendy, I'm home. I'm standing right outside the front door. Now you march out here and give up the house. I don't care where you go to live out the rest of your sad, lonely life, but it will not be here.
I was wondering if you were really going to try and pull something like this after the 3 days were up.
Of course I would. I always follow through with my threats.
Bree, I'm afraid that the only person living a sad, lonely life right now is Barry.
What is that supposed to mean?
I mean, that we officially canceled our engagement about a month ago.
No, really. Well, I didn't know. But that doesn't change anything, so get out!
It changes everything. Someone already moved out, and that person was Barry.
You're not making any sense. Just tell me what you're trying to say.
Barry is currently living in a tiny little apartment about 20 minutes outside of downtown.
I still don't understand what you mean by that.
I guess I'll start from the beginning for you. It's true that this house did used to belong to Barry's family, and the deed for the house was in Barry's name, but 6 months ago, I became the deed holder.
But why? How did that happen?
Well, Barry's business was doing really poorly at the time, and he started getting bogged down with debt. Then things quickly turned even worse, and he had to declare for bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy? Are you kidding me?
I am not, but I actually own and manage my own business, which is quite large, if I may say so myself.
Wait, what?
So Barry, knowing this, talked to me and agreed to lease the house to me on the condition that when he pays me back, I return it to him. I got him out of a lot of financial trouble by doing that.
No, this can't be right. You're lying to me. Are you?
If you look up Barry's company online, I'm sure you can see plenty of stories about the bankruptcy.
Wait. Oh no, it's true!
Yep, told you so.
But what am I supposed to do? This is my last day in my apartment. I've already returned my key and everything. Where am I supposed to live?
I'm sure that Barry could find some room for you in his place.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, I heard that he's renting with a building known for having some of the smallest apartments in the city, but I guess your options are that or homelessness.
But this isn't fair. I stole Barry from you fair and square. I was supposed to live in this big house, not you. It was my dream. And now it's all gone. Wendy, please pick up the phone. Are you really going to sue me after I've been through so much? I just paid off all my debts and feel like I can finally breathe again. Why are you instantly going to saddle me with more? I went to Barry to ask for help and he said that he didn't have anything for me. Please, I'm begging your help here. You're my older sister! You have to do something!
Sometimes you just save people when they have their mind set on something, even when it's completely wrong. But thanks to her stubbornness, Wendy made the same mistake of sleeping with the spouse of the person who owned the house she was trying to steal twice. I worry about my sister often, but I just can't pity her at all when she lands herself in the exact trouble she blames on everyone around her. It's true, I did sue her and Barry for their affair. Part of the fees charged to them also included the cancellation charges for my wedding plans with Barry. They both had to split the sum of around $100,000. I wondered if Bree had felt like her life was just set back another 8 years. Although I'm sure if she did it once, she could get herself out of debt again. I just hope that she learned her lesson this time.